Herm and Schrader on the Dirty Mo Media platform. We're not
in the middle of America. No one's even close, but it feels like we're in the middle of America down here in Ormond Beach, Florida.
Yeah, we are at Brother Rusty's house because he's got Wi-Fi. We've never seen this type of weather where it's, they have a feel-like temperature down here, Alan. They say it feels like 15, and it's playing havoc.
Well, they have that every place, Kenny. They have that every place. I don't go by that. I go by whatever the thermometer says. But it's just unusual. Now, we tape this on Monday, and it's supposed to be back up to 70 in a couple days. So, and be in the mid-50s today. So, it's all good. Just caught us off guard here.
We, hold on, isn't that called wind chill in the Midwest?
Well, yeah, it probably is called the same thing in Florida too, Ken. But yeah, 30 feels like 20, whatever.
First off, hello to you guys, but don't talk to me about the weather not being normal. There's 13 inches of snow outside my house right now, and we are not used to that. And listen, you guys may actually know this because you're used to more snow than I am. So the actual temperature is 25 degrees. The feels like is 33. It actually feels, maybe the snow's got it insulated or something.
Okay, that's engineering stuff.
Yeah, I know we're talking about being a little cold down here compared to normal, and you guys are snowed in. So yeah, that's a pretty big front though that messed up a lot of the country.
All right, let's get this show started. For everybody on Dirty Mo Media podcast, Kenny Schrader and myself, we are sitting next to each other with one microphone. We're screaming so you can hear, so we're leaving it up to Dietz to edit this up and have fun with the volume. And Dietz, you ready to get this show rolling?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll screw it up, but the boys at Dirty Mo will get it straightened out, but I'm figuring it out.
Okay, like I said, Kenny Schrader's right next to me, everybody. Of course, here on YouTube, you see us. What do you think of Rusty's office? Let's start the show like that.
We're at Rusty's Ormond Beach house.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to what I expected Rusty's Ormond Beach house to be like. But no, it's just really neat. And it is really homey feeling. It's not, You're not worried about every little thing you touch. Not that I'm touching anything, Rusty.
Yeah.
I'm not touching anything. But it's just kind of neat. And his office is pretty cool here.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Kenny Schrader and myself are racing out at Volusia. How's it going for you? I see you got everything down there in the infield.
Yeah. Well, you're racing, and we're still trying to get up to racing speed. But we've struggled the first two nights. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show, and we struggled a little bit Thursday. Got young man Tom Berry down here, and he's helping us some, and he's helped us quite a bit. Looking forward to getting started again tonight. We had an unusual Saturday night, though.
And that's where we're going to get to. My car is running good, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, let's get right into the drama. You and I are getting ready to race on Saturday. And was that ASCS?
ASCS sprint cars. Yes, wing 360 wing sprint cars. And we had a tremendous amount of wind.
My God, it felt like 70-mile-an-hour gusts at time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it felt like that to them, too, when they'd go into turn, and they went to catch that wing and it not want to turn.
Yeah.
And they tore up some real quick. All the drivers got together, and then the modifieds were doing the same thing. The wind was affecting them, they say. I don't know if all that was the wind or not, but it was miserable. It was cold and miserable, and the rest of the show is going to run Monday night, or ran Monday night, along with the regular scheduled Monday night show.
Yeah, so when we started off the program, I'm down there in the Gator Pond, And I'm like, I'm kind of shielded by the wind. It wasn't until I went up top to check on the merchandise trailer. It was like, holy moly, it's a whole nother world up here. But, they started those sprint car races and they started flipping. I thought, oh, they're just getting roughed up. Then, okay, our hero, RTJ, Ricky Thornton, he wrecks right away in the modifieds. I'm going out to line up, and here he comes with both wheels. Did you see what happened there?
No. That outside wall was involved.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. With the right front, the outside wall. So, it's very unusual that Ricky would mess up that bad, to hit the wall by himself.
Yeah.
Not that anybody can't do it, but Ricky would be one of the ones that you'd feel pretty confident isn't going to wreck by himself. So the wind was playing hell with everybody, and in the safety and just the best interest of everybody, the 42 people that were in the grandstand.
Yeah, that's another reason.
Well, it's not like they're going to be more. The weather's just playing hell with everything down here, but it's going to get better.
So, in all your years, Kenny, everybody knows you from your early career, open wheel, wing, non-wing. Give us some stories about. I hear that these sprint car races, they will be canceled for high winds. Give us some of your knowledge.
Well, I know we've had it before. I can't tell you when and where.
Yeah.
Because I have hit my head more than a few times. Not because maybe it was because of the wind.
They canceled a World of Outlaw race this year out west. I remember one.
They did because of wind.
Yeah.
But that big, massive wing on top of those sprint cars.
It's a honker.
Yeah. That wind just really pushes that car around. So it was just, it happens every now and then. But we have 6 more nights, and the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals has till Saturday night before the Daytona 500. So that's 2 full weeks of racing out there still.
Yeah. So Deet, we're going to get to you, Deets. It's almost time for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I actually got a question. If I could, can you, now that East Bay is gone, did all those cars go to Alltech, or are you seeing more at Volusia?
It's a good question.
There is no Alltech yet for our modifieds or for late models. I think Alltech this week runs the center steer cars. I don't know what else they run with it. So, there's really no place down here that's divided up. It happens a little bit a week after the late models are here. The week after Volusia, Lucas Oil late models goes one way. I think maybe
Brunswick,
Stevenson's place.
Oh yeah, what is that name? That place?
Golden Owl, and then Henry County goes to World Outlaw late models. But the rest of them are all together, so nothing's really split up yet.
Hold on, but I will say this, and Kenny, you and I pay attention. This Hunt to the Front had something going on, and they had to cancel everything.
Needmore.
Okay.
They were at Needmore, Georgia.
That's probably what you're wanting to know. They replaced.
But late models are not anywhere down here yet.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That was just race scheduled last week.
Yeah.
But now, back when East Bay was around, they would have been down there by now, right?
They would have been this week. They would have been at East Bay. Lucas Oil with the late models would have been at East Bay, while the sprint cars are at Volusia. Nothing really overlapped.
So Kenny's right about everything. Let me just add my twist. They got this track called Hendry, Hendry. So they did run some mod races down there, and of course Needmore. So yeah, he's right about everything. But yes, there's other tracks coming in right now, trying to grab East Bay being gone. Does that make sense?
But Needmore was last week, and Henry County was
the week before. Yeah. Yeah.
No, they were both. Yeah, it was Henry County was the week before.
They ran one race at Needmore, and Overton won, and it looked miserable, and they said, okay, we're done. Okay.
That Hunt to Front just bought a racetrack. They bought not Southern Florida, whatever, Milton, Florida.
Yeah. Okay. enough of us. We know you're busting at the seams. We're going to switch over to Bowman Gray right now, and we're going to let you have the lead because we know you're up that way. So Kenny and I are done talking about dirt down here. We're switching over to NASCAR, everybody. But Alan Dietz, you're up there in the middle of it all. Take the reins right now. Give us your thoughts.
Well, my mom. So again, we're recording this on Monday, and you guys will see it on Wednesday. My mom, actually, before the show started, said, "Well, do you think they can actually do it on Wednesday?" And I told her, I said, if everything stays like it is right now, which granted, there's some weather supposed to be coming in Tuesday or Wednesday, so that may affect things. But if things stay like they are right now, based on what I saw at the racetrack, the work that they did there on Sunday, I think they'll be able to get it in. Do I think that they should? I don't know about that. It almost feels like now they're trying to prove a point. But, I mean, I still think the race should be in Daytona, but, that's neither here nor there.
I still think that like I did last week. Abort.
Everybody that's listening, last week we had a lot of fun, and I teed this up to Kenny, and Kenny said abort now. Listen, I'm just going to give my opinion. I agree with you, Alan. Ben Kennedy is young. He's aggressive. He went to Chicago. Bowman Gray was great. And when you look at the weather, this Wednesday it shows rain. And I'm thinking, okay, they knew this. Why are they picking Wednesday when they know it shows rain?
Well, we being this is just us talking.
Yeah, we're having fun.
And a lot of times we know what we think, but we don't really know what everything that's going on. And no telling where these decisions are being made. Obviously, some of them are in Daytona and NASCAR offices, and a bunch of them is wherever the TV people are, because TV runs our sports now. And that's a good thing. That's not all bad because of what it brings to our sport. But, it's not like Daytona's just saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, because there's a lot of other people that are involved.
I want to get, you just can't talk a little bit about this. And here's why, because it's like we're sitting in a bar, and I go back to my dad. I can hear my dad right now. Why? Dad would say why all the time.
Yeah.
And I think you bring up a good point, Kenny. We can sit here and go, why are they going to run Wednesday? And, you got Eric Shanks, my old boss, the president of Fox. And, as the week gets going on, they got a little thing going on called the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, I don't know, Dietz, if we start getting into their, there was a rumor, Christopher Bell said, the rumor going around Charlotte was, let's run this thing on Saturday before the Super Bowl. But I agree with Kenny that we only know what we know. And my dad would go, why? And here's why. And then Helton would say to us, call me, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Should we call him?
No, I'm sure Mike, they're doing what they think they got to do. No problem. They're the ones in charge, and they're doing what they feel is the best.
Dietz, it's Wednesday now. As everybody knows, we take this on Monday. We are at a disadvantage, but we love Herm and Schrader. If we're looking into the hourglass right now, the sand is going through. We're running out of time. We're on day Sunday. We were supposed to start racing on Friday at Bowman Gray. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We are on day 6. It's like the 24 hours of Bowman Gray. Herm and Schrader comes out early this Wednesday morning on podcast. I'm hoping that everybody's having a good time right now, and there's no rain there. But, the rule is next clear day.
Yeah.
We skip the day.
Unless they change it. And we just got to remember, this isn't a points race. This is an exhibition, just a play race. And obviously,
the thing to remember too is when so this is on Big Fox. I mean, it's not like it's on FS1 or something like that. So, if they run the race Wednesday night, if they run it Thursday night, I mean, it's a big deal because it's on the network and
I like that.
leading into prime time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's nothing bad about it. It's just, hey, the weather screwed a lot of things up, and Bowman Gray is one of them. So we'll just see. We'll recover, no problem.
Yeah.
I still think that the All-Star race should be at Bowman Gray, but then you get into a whole bunch of stuff with Speedway Motorsports and NASCAR, and Speedway Motorsports has always had the All-Star race, and Bowman Gray's a NASCAR track, so you get into a whole nother situation there.
Before we keep going, we got to talk about the merchandise that just dropped on Dirty Mo Media Collections. The Green Flag Collection. Can you look at this?
But and a limited Valentine's Day line.
Yeah, and it's live right now.
So you can either, whether you're shopping for a gift or just upgrading your own rotation, there's some great stuff in there.
Yeah, and all you got to do is hit shop.dirtymomedia.com and check it out. All right, I want to bring up a subject that I think needs to be talked about. We're in an era now with all these podcasts going, and we're having fun. But, we got the points straightened out. Okay, the points are straightened out now. Is this the way it's going to be every month, every year? I mean, I think, is this the new society we live in where now, okay, the points are straightened out. Now, what do we do? Now we're going to go back to Daytona. Is that where we're at? And then after we go back to Daytona, and then it's going to be another, we're just going to complain every single year.
Well, I think so, because that's what everybody does. But I'm going to go back to Bowman Gray for a minute, because you talk about not complaining. Obviously, we got a Sunday race that became Wednesday so far, hopefully. So that screwed up a lot of people's plans, travel schedules, and everything. So NASCAR said that anybody that can't come to the race and has a ticket, we will give you 120% refund. I think, in most races, it's like next clear day. If you couldn't stay, I'm sorry. We ran the race, and you knew what the deal was going in. And here they are giving 120% refund. Now, we don't know how many tickets were pre-sold or anything, but I think that's still just showing that they care,
I'm glad you brought that up, Kenny. That is what I think is not just is it a nice gesture, but it
not a refund, credit.
Yeah.
For another NASCAR race other than the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I peeled it right off.
NASCAR owned track.
NASCAR makes nice gesture offering 120% credit if you have a ticket to Bowman Gray and you do not want to go. You can use that 120% credit. Now, where does 20% come from? You get
just giving you a little extra.
Oh, wow. I wonder if that would be like for a free Coke or something.
Well,
hey, here's your ticket back, and here's a voucher for $20.
For the convenience. For the inconvenience.
Except for the Daytona 500, which I understand that. Yeah, and I think that falls underneath where, okay, we just came out of this lawsuit. We've been roughed up, and good decision. Whoever made it, whether it was Ben Kennedy or somebody at the NASCAR offices. Yeah, I like that, Kenny. I think that's awesome. And I saw Mark Martin, our new mayor. I don't know who is the new mayor. I think Jeff Burton's still the mayor.
The mayors don't live in the garage. They don't live in the city.
Yeah, true. Okay, we are going to keep going on NASCAR, but Dietz just sent me a message. And Dietz, I think we should go there because we're gonna keep talking about NASCAR. We're gonna go to something that was in the Daytona Beach Journal. But before we go to more NASCAR, let me serve this up to Kenny Schrader. Listen, everybody, I'm gonna do the disclaimer here. this is not about politics to us, but Roger Penske went to the White House and he stood behind the President of the United States, and they're going to celebrate 250 years of America. They are going to run a points race, IndyCar race, in front of the White House, going down Pennsylvania Avenue. And as you know, they say they're going to be running 180 mile an hour. They're going to set this course up. What do you think of IndyCar celebrating 250 years in America by racing basically in front of the White House?
I haven't read a lot about it yet, just that they were going to do it. I'm sure they didn't just decide to do this. They've been working on this for a while. But I think it'd be neat. I don't know how many cities IndyCar goes to now and runs on street courses. But that'll be pretty cool.
They were having fun with it, Dietz. I don't know if you saw it, but they said, when was the last time we ever ran any type of race in front of the White House? I got my Googler out here, but like 1801, it was a horse race. Having fun with this.
It was Thomas Jefferson, I think they said.
Let me see here. We'll have fun with it. Last race in front of the White House.
They have a big race in front of the White House every 4 years.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's got a lot of information. I don't want to bore you all, but we're going to be setting all types of records.
How come your hair's not all screwed up like it is when you do that other stuff?
I have decided to tell people the truth. Do you know I have show hair? Where I mess it up on purpose?
Oh, I I know you go out of your way to make it look more screwed up than it is.
I don't know if I want anybody to know that side of me that you know, which,
And you better be damn nice to me or I'll tell her.
We have fun, let's put it that way. But I do pay my taxes, I do take the trash out, and I'm married and got kids, so yeah. Well, Deets, you keep looking that up. I don't want to slow the show down, but it's all types of information right in front of me and Kenny here. But I will say this. Let me read what it says. Celebrating American greatness with American motor racing. And Kenny, I think that's what's most important.
Oh, I think it's cool. Yeah, very cool. We didn't need a Formula One race there.
Yeah, so IndyCar took it over. So President Donald J. Trump signed an executive order. Does that mean they're paying for everything?
No, I don't think so. But I don't know.
The first ever IndyCar street race in the nation's capital to be held near the nation's mall in honor of America's 250th birthday. So the mall, I think it's exciting. I got to tell you, all the powers were there. Did you see that? Penske. Roger Penske was there, and then Eric Shanks, the president of Fox Sports. So it's going to be on Fox.
No, I didn't see that, but it just all of a sudden really hit me hard.
What did?
I remember racing into 200s.
Well, big
anniversary.
Wow. What is Kenny Schrader Racing celebrating right now? How many years?
Nothing.
Come
I'm
on.
not celebrating anything.
You're 40-something, because I remember the shirt.
55.
55 years?
Yeah.
That's badass.
It's old, but go ahead.
Oh, come on. Okay. So anyway, there's a lot more, everybody, but I just think if you can leave politics out of it, and I'm begging you all to, let's celebrate auto racing. And I don't care what it is. This is my opinion. It's going to be racing and, Kenny.
Birthday of our country.
And it's going to be free to the fans. Free, everybody.
It is?
Yes, they said, and that's what they said in the major press conference. We want to stress this is free. That's a game changer.
Yeah, that is a great game changer. That's a celebration then.
Yeah.
The last organized race in D.C. was in 1801, and Thomas Jefferson was the president. It was a horse race. I don't know if he participated in it or not, but I wish it was a NASCAR race, and I'm sure that there was a lot of stuff that had to go into this, like you said, and, maybe stock cars wouldn't be compatible with whatever this course is or whatever. But, this is taking politics out of it. You guys both know this. If you want to make something happen, Roger Penske, and he did it in Detroit, and he's done it with everything he's ever touched, Indianapolis, everything. And I think it's outstanding. I think it's wonderful to get auto racing as part of the 250 celebration.
Yeah. Okay. We can go a lot deeper into that. We can go into the psyche of it, but let's just leave that alone. We're gonna celebrate motorsports, and it's gonna be exciting. Everybody's gonna watch. Okay, switching gears. We try to bring up topics sometimes that are a little surprising, and I want to thank Chris Blair at our St. Louis NASCAR track. Kenny, I find this really interesting. Ben Kennedy in the Daytona Beach Journal, right here in Daytona, Ben Kennedy said, listen, we see what's going on out there. Formula One, they got the Ferris wheel. They got the Red Bull. I got wings. They got the Suave restaurants. They created a city around these Formula One races. So Ben Kennedy came to St. Louis, and he saw this Confluence Music Festival where there's just music going on the whole time, and they're creating an atmosphere. I mean, Ben Kennedy says, we're going to create an atmosphere around all the NASCAR tracks. I'm assuming that means there's going to be things to do there before the race gets going. And there is a thought that, hey, listen, with this new, gotta hate to say this new COVID era, where all they do is qualify on Saturday at 4:00, there's just nothing going on. And they're trying to create a new atmosphere. I mean, what is your thoughts on that?
Well, I like it. You want to go to an event. I like going to races. But the excitement is at the event, when the race is a lot more than just the race. It's an event, and there's other things to do. So they're just making changes in their thinking to try to keep up with the times. So that's all good.
I think of when we go to Kansas City, I love that race, not because it's 4 hours from our house, but Kansas City, Missouri. It's like you create this nightlife. It's like, okay, here we are, we're racing at the NASCAR track. And oh, by the way, on the back straightaway is this casino.
Yeah, well, that just happens to be there. You can't just put a casino at all the racetrack. But let me ask you this, and this would be you, I don't have a clue. What happens when you go to a damn baseball game? You just walk in and go to the game, don't you?
No. And I need to take you to a game.
Can we watch one?
Yes,
on TV.
Okay, but that's a great question. You lead this. So Dietz, you're worldly. When you go to
you're worldly. You went to a baseball game.
Well, hey, but that's another subject where I'm starting to travel now, and
starting to travel.
Yeah.
You're
going to Europe again.
Yeah.
When you're laser focused like we are, Kenny.
My wife called me from Rome.
Is she over there right now?
Oh, she's at Volusia. You've seen her.
Yeah.
But she called me from Rome. She said, I'm at the Coliseum.
Yes, epic.
Yes. They said they used to race here. And I said, well, I'm at Paducah, Kentucky. And they're still racing here, so it must be a lot bigger deal over here.
When
you're worldly.
No,
go ahead.
Well, what I mean is, here, let me clean that up. Kenny Schrader and myself, we're like horse with blinders. All we know is race car, racetrack, race car, racetrack. When you go to a Cardinal baseball game, they got this thing called Ballpark Village now. Now, this is new. To your defense, this is new in the last 15 years. You go to Ballpark Village, they put...
Is it part of the stadium?
The organization does own it, but it's one...
Okay.
There's a street.
Okay. But it's part of the...
Yes.
It's part of the deal.
And I think NASCAR sees that. So Ballpark Village is... they have a street, but the street's always closed.
Yeah, that's just St. Louis.
Yeah. So Ballpark Village, they have all this entertainment on this stage, and they'll bring out players that have played the game, and they do this, 2 hours before.
Players that have played the game?
That are retired.
Okay.
Sorry. So I think NASCAR sees this going on.
I think it's great. Hey, full speed ahead.
Yeah. So, Dietz, Ben Kennedy came to the St. Louis track, saw this Confluence Music Festival, and I thought, what is he doing? Because he was really studying everything. And so anyway, Ben Kennedy says in this article in the Daytona Journal that, anyway, so the bottom line is, everybody, just look for some entertainment, around the facility. Get your car parked early. I still feel like they're taking place of all the shows we had back in the day. Your Monday night show with Mikey, our NASCAR race day. I think that's what NASCAR is looking to do, is we had more entertainment back in the day.
Yeah, but the race day show obviously was entertainment. Our Monday show was just something to listen to while you were eating on Monday night.
And it's not there anymore.
Had nothing to do with the racetrack, but whatever.
What do you think, Dietz?
Well, first off, my wife almost choked when you called me worldly. That's I don't think I've ever been described as worldly before, but I do appreciate it.
What I mean is, you're not laser focused race car all the time. What else do you do in life?
Oh, I love, watching the Hornets and football and, going and watching my kids and that sort of stuff. But I mean, it's still, once race season starts, on the weekends, I'm announcing races and stuff like that. But, when you guys were racing and I was going to races, I would go to Darlington or Rockingham, we'd go to Souvenir Row, and then we'd sit down. But, you had race day and you had different things like this. I don't think it's a bad idea. That would be something that would get my wife to a race, because she could care less about the race. But the other thing is that I would stress is cater to your blue-collar fans if you do this. If you're going to have like a mobile restaurant, like a Formula One race, it doesn't need to be, Guy Fieri. It needs to be Hardee's or Bojangles. And that's where NASCAR, I think, has got to get over itself.
Give us some chicken and biscuits, damn it.
Yeah, I'm serious. I mean, they got to quit comparing themselves to the NFL, but they really got to quit comparing themselves to the F1 crowd. It is a different crowd, and I think if you cater to the right demographic and as blue-collar people, I think it can work. But people don't like to be looked down upon, especially at an event that they're paying to go to.
At Volusia, we have fried bologna sandwiches and steak on a stick, and them places are always busy.
Yeah. And I'll tell you the other thing, it's just like you said with race day and with the Monday night show. Race fans want to see you guys. They want to see retired drivers. They want to see current drivers. They're going to go out and they want to see that kind of stuff. They don't want to see a whole bunch of other things. They're going to come out to see guys that used to drive race cars or guys that are driving race cars. And if you want to have a band out there or something like that, all of that's fine. But you got to make sure that you cater to the right folks.
Okay, in the sake for content for this show, I will say this. You are 110% right. And I've told you this before, and it's okay. Mike Helton came up to me and he said, Herman, I want you to grab Schrader and Dale Jr., and I've told you this. But Mike Helton wants me and Schrader and Earnhardt to come to some of the NASCAR events. See, what I do is that Trackside Live show that me and John Roberts do, we do that for Marcus Smith, at Bristol and Charlotte. But Mike Kelton said, I want you guys to come out for 1 hour and tell some stories. So to your point, what you're saying is you just can't put an announcer person out there that has never been on the racetrack and draw a crowd.
Exactly. And, think about it like this. When you go to a Lucas Oil race, or you go to a World Outlaws race, or you go to a Federated Auto Parts race, whatever it is, dirt track racing fans are hardcore fans. I mean, they are there for the race. And I don't know that NASCAR can do that, because it's so big that you do need to get some folks that are maybe general fans and things of that nature. But there is so much that, we talked about Bob Sargent and pavement racing and stuff like that, and they always look at the World Outlaws. They always look at Lucas Oil. The pavement short track fans are not the same as dirt track fans. So I'm glad he's studying this kind of stuff, Ben is, whether it's at Gateway or wherever it is. And I think that they'll get it figured out.
I do. I think they'll get it figured out. They'll work hard at it. And it's not like we got to rebuild the sport. Our on-track entertainment is fantastic. So we just gotta tweak things. If you're going to be in Daytona on Thursday, February 12th, head over to the Hard Rock Bet Fan Zone, where Dirty Mo Media will be live.
Yeah, Kenny, and listen to this. You can listen to Sirius XM if you can't make it. From 3 to 4 p.m., Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be live with Jeff Gluck and Freddie Kraft. Let me see. Ryan Blaney will also be stopping by. That's exciting.
Yeah, he's a hero driver.
Big time. So from 4 to 4:30, we will also have Jordan Bianchi and Dave Moody, and maybe a driver will be stopping by with those two. And from 5 to 6 is what? Sirius
XM Speedway with Dave Moody.
Yeah.
If you can't catch it in person or on Sirius XM, the show will also drop a podcast on YouTube later that day.
Okay, moving on. Switching subjects, everybody. I think everybody's going to like this one. As reported by Claire B. Lang, she's been talking to Tony Stewart, and Claire's a go-getter, and she gets the news, and she says that Tony Stewart is happily surprised and warming back up to NASCAR, and even his wife, Tony Stewart said, even my wife Aaliyah was a little taken aback. Listen, I would never speak for Tony Stewart because he's a man's man, but are you surprised? It's like he's kind of forgiving NASCAR again, and he's coming back to drive that Ram truck. But the bottom line is Claire B is saying that Tony Stewart is liking NASCAR again.
That's a Tony Stewart question.
Right.
I did text him when they announced that he was going to drive that truck. I said, would they hold a gun to your head? He said, kind of. And I guarantee you, he will be thrilled at lap 20 of the truck race when he's fourth row middle and some 17-year-old kid's pushing him. Yeah. He will be thrilled that he's in that truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's neat. I mean, anything Tony does. But, Tony coming back, I think is fantastic. And hats off. I mean, Dodge coming back with 5 trucks. And going to have an all-star truck. We're different of the older, not older, but
superstar
the
truck.
Past heroes drive, and some of the kids that they're putting in there. I'm a big fan of Butterbean. And he'll do great. So I'm excited about it. Tony talking good about our sport is good for our sport.
Okay. So with Tony Stewart driving the Ram truck, as Kenny just said, Colleague Racing is going to have like 5 trucks. They got this truck where, Stellantis, the Ram people, we already talked about this, but it's just a reminder. And with Fox TV, they created this reality show. They're finding a driver. And I think Landon Huffman is one of them. So, hey, it's kind of like the Gong Show with Roush. They're trying to find this driver. And they also have their Butterbean team. So this other team that we're talking about with Tony, that's called the All-Star team. So there's all these different types of trucks that's racing. So now that we've kind of explained to everybody this All-Star truck, okay, Tony Stewart's going to drive it at Daytona. Now that I've explained all this, now Kevin Harvick comes on. You know where I'm going. Dietz is shaking his head up and down.
So knew that was coming.
Kevin Harvick says on Happy Harvick, which is aired on FS1, Harvick just comes out and says, I think I'm ready to come back racing. Now, I know it's a Harvick question, but Harvick is still racing. I can see Harvick coming back in that superstar Ram truck. Can you see that or not?
I could see Kevin doing that, picking his track, going where he wants to on the schedule. But hell yes, and I can see Kevin running real good too. I can see Kevin going absolutely as fast as the truck will go, which I think the trucks will be fine.
Okay, here it is, Kenny. I just found it. I thought this would add a little bit to what we're talking about. Claire B. Lang says 4 days ago, so Tony Stewart made it clear he previously had issues with NASCAR, and he is hoping, in a humble way, his participation in NASCAR trucks will lend a positive note, adding, this is Tony, the sport will be fine. He said he was blown away by the amount of amazing fan reaction to his return to the race in this one-off. Even his wife Aaliyah initially was surprised he agreed to do it, but he is excited. Your thoughts?
I think it's great. Everything about it. Having Tony back would be fantastic.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what else. It's like you said, it's Stellantis now. It's not Chrysler or Dodge, but with the Ram coming back this year, and you would think in 2027 this is leading to what was formerly Dodge coming back to Cup, most likely with Colleague. I think that's nothing but good. And this guy that is the president of Ram or Stellantis, whichever one, he is a Dana White type character, and this is associated the reality show with Dana White. I like that type of thinking, and I think every bit of it's positive. I think it's what NASCAR needs.
I'll tell you one thing that surprises me, and we'll be done with this subject, is how much money, my gosh, the money that, and I know it takes a lot of money, but wow, it's a big deal, and that's what it takes. And once again, everybody's like, when are they coming into the Cup Series? But as they would say, crawl before you walk.
Yeah. A lot of teams before there's been an all-star vehicle.
Yeah, there has.
I mean, we've had it in the Xfinity Series, in the Truck Series, whatever, where a manufacturer, one team with support from manufacturer would have a vehicle that maybe they didn't run at every race, but they brought it out for the all-stars.
I think that's and the man that runs this, it's called Stellantis, and Stellantis runs the Ram truck brand. He said, and I think this was a positive way he said it. Look, we just can't put the truck on the track. We need to do some marketing behind it. So, man, I think this is brilliant.
Mikey Waltrip always liked the truck races.
Yeah.
Long time ago. And he always told me that if we could make the cars
like the trucks,
make the same aero numbers as the trucks, the racing would really be good. And I kept trying to convince him that for the cars to make the same aero numbers as the trucks, they would have to
be a truck.
Like the truck.
Act like a duck.
We never got that all worked out.
Walk like a duck.
He knew what he wanted.
Hey, Dietz, you know what we did today?
What?
We've made it to the 45-minute mark. I'm really excited. And we still got content.
Did
we
you?
Still got content.
Okay, because I was wondering if you were thinking that we were going to struggle to get to the 45-minute mark.
Well, I would say this. Every single week, I am concerned. Can we get to the 45-minute mark? And here we did it just like that. You ready
I
to go
think you're
dirt
concerned
racing?
about what I'm going to say.
Well, I'll let Kenny take this one. We are switching gears, everybody. We're going dirt racing, and then Dietz is going to have a joke. But Kenny, there's a little bit to talk about, but I'm just going to set this up quick. We had a really emotional comeback by Tyler Sunshine Courtney. Tell that story.
Tyler got hurt at Eldora last year. I believe it was during the Kings Royal weekend. And he was out 6 months.
He was laid up.
Yeah. And, man, I've been fortunate.
I'm knocking with him.
I'm fortunate that the one time I was just even out for a little bit was at the end of the year, towards the end of the year. But he was out, and, anytime you win a race, you wonder if it's, man, this is great. And then you start worrying about if you're going, when you got to get the next one. But, we both got to talk to him.
Yeah.
You said that he felt good as soon as he got in the car, but then he put a good whooping on him the first night. I mean, Ed Volusia was back there fourth or fifth, and you could see him just come marching, and that was great. But the second night,
that was big.
He got to the front, and then there was more cars coming, and they passed. And he went back around, and he has been, it's been fabulous racing out there. The track, first off, the track is great. And the ASCS cars have been the 360 wing sprint cars. They have put on a fantastic show. I think car count is right at around 50.
And you got superstars there. Macedo's there. And it's, some superstars.
Oh, yeah, it's got really good guys. But Tyler he's won both nights and looked fantastic doing it, and just makes me happy.
Yeah, I've I got roughed up. You've been roughed up, but I had that positional vertigo. 1991, I hit the wall so hard, and I was messed up, and it's like, oh my God, I'm okay. I was more messed up than I am now.
I was just trying to get a baseline. I wasn't going to say anything, but I thought you was messed up.
So
you've recovered.
Much. Well,
Pretty much.
I think about Sunshine. He's thinking, oh my God, and I remember that too. Am I ever going to make it back? Am I going to be okay? And so I was pulling out of the racetrack on that Thursday night when he won, and everything was over. And like you, I know you've talked to him. I put my rental car in park. I got out. And I literally gave him a hug. I said, that was big. I said, are you relieved now? And to your point, he goes, I was relieved when I got in the sprint car. Just being back home,
Yeah. And Tyler, he was a non-wing guy that made the transition very successfully to a wing guy. Not that he couldn't climb in the non-wing car anymore, but if you're going to race a sprint car for a living, it's a whole lot better to have that wing on top of it. Safer and runs for more money.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let me think here. As far as dirt racing, the first night for the mods, Ricky Thornton come down here. He won. The second night, Charlie Medford. Charlie's a young kid that won a big $10,000 to win modified race about 4 or 5 months ago at Eldora. So
you're talking about the guy that drove around you when you were leading? Is that the car you're talking about?
Yes.
And then another guy drove around.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to.
I couldn't drive around you because I was standing on top of the trailer watching.
I'm not allowed to talk about myself. It's kind of the rules I have, but it's been good for me, and I'm excited. But my point is, What are we missing? This is our dirt segment of the show. We talked about Sunshine has dominated everything. He's won both races. I just said about the mods. Are we missing any other?
Well, no, it was the weekend before. Yeah. No, I think that's all. We talked about need more.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is going on.
We're waiting. It's showtime tonight, Wednesday night. Of course, once again, I said we love the Herm and Schrader show, but we are at a disadvantage, because our show's on Monday.
We're not always as dumb as it might sound, because when we talked about it, we didn't know what happened because it was later.
Yeah, if they run Bowman Gray Wednesday night and somebody tunes in late, they might say, man, those guys are a little off.
They're slow. They are slow.
Please forgive us, everybody. Okay, here. Try to keep this in the show. Did we get rained out or not?
Yeah.
Okay, this is our Bowman Gray segment. It's Wednesday, everybody. Did we get rained out or not? That's our segment. What's your weather show?
Well, let's just go in there.
Schrader's going to go to the weather, everybody.
Good, sir.
And
but I got Winston.
Dietz will set you up right now. Man,
He finds that he ain't going to like it, I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's going to be good down here Wednesday.
Well,
I thought you meant Bowman Gray.
Yeah, I am. It's 6 o'clock, 50%. Then it goes to 60% at 10 of rain. But it doesn't turn to snow till 11 o'clock. But I wish them the best of luck.
Hey,
And
I wonder if they would run the wet weather tires, because they're running them on short tracks now.
I tell you what, I haven't made any laps on those tires, but I guess it was New Hampshire. I watched. They were running those tires, and it's like, holy hell, they're running every part of the racetrack and not running a ton slower. I mean, it was amazing.
I got to tell you this. I know what I'm going to say. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to say it. Are we at a point right now where if it's drizzling, we're going to put rain tires on and we're racing at Bowman Gray? Can that happen?
Yes, it can happen. We don't know what they're going to do, but that could happen. We got the tires.
Yep. Maybe they can put chains on.
This is the segment of the show that I want you to edit and put on social media.
Yeah.
If it's drizzling at Bowman Gray on Wednesday night, are they really going to put on tires and race?
Well, they could run in Loudon. You damn sure run at Bowman Gray.
But that's going to be exciting.
You gonna how much easier you hit at Bowman Gray than Loudon?
A lot easier. Oh Lord. Okay, Dietz, it's your turn. It's time for jokes.
Other than this show.
Yeah. There's
Okay. Here's the joke. Again, 3 bad jokes. What do you call an angry carrot?
an angry what?
Carrot.
Carrot.
No.
A steamed veggie.
A steamed veggie.
Where do polar bears keep their money?
Where do polar bears keep their money?
In a snowbank. And
Snowbank. That's the best one.
here, I don't know, you'll like this one too. How do you make an egg roll?
How do you make an egg roll? I sound like Regis Philbin right now.
Yeah, well, tarmac.
Carnac.
Yeah.
Man.
He repeats.
Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
How do you make the egg roll?
You push it.
Say it again.
You push it.
Yeah. God. See, if you listen to Herm and Schrader, everybody, you'll learn something.
A lot of useless information.
Schrader just learned us all a lesson.
Yeah. Learned us all.
Well, all right, everybody. We say it at the end of every show. Kenny Wallace, YouTube. You can see Kenny Schrader's pretty face. And what are you wearing today? What is that? Jarovitz shocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife said, "Is that Jehovah's guy here?" Jehovah's, honey. It's Jarovitz.
Ryan Rose now, Jehovah's Witness.
Hey,
funny.
real quick, you guys plug the dirt racing. I want to plug. Don't forget New Smyrna World Series, February 6th through 14th, and Saturday, February 7th, the Icebreaker at Florence Motor Speedway in South Carolina. So that's for you pavement folks.
It's time, man. It's starting.
Yeah.
We didn't have much time off, which is good.
Yeah. Hell, Kenny's been racing for a month. You were out of the Wild West Shootout.
That was fun.
You put some miles on the highway.
Yeah. Well, we had a real small map.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad.
Only went a couple inches on the map.
Wasn't bad.
All right. So, Kenny Wallace, YouTube show, you can find Herm and Schrader or on Dirty Mo Media podcast. And listen to it on Dirty Mo Media on your way down here to Daytona. And until the next Herm and Schrader show, we'll see you next time, everybody.